Today we're going to review elapsed time, which basically means how much time has passed between the start of an activity and the end of an activity. And instead of just teaching it to you from scratch, I remember that there was a time a while ago where I had already made a video with Shyla's help to show you how to do elapsed time. So let's go ahead, sit back, and watch the video that I've already made and you've already seen, hopefully. And then we'll come back and talk about it after the hike. Honey, we're home.
Oh, I am so glad to see you back. How long were you gone?
I don't know. Let me sit down and figure it out. Elapsed time. Let's check out how much time it took us to do our hike. We're going to use symbols to help us out. We're going to use a mountain. The mountains are going to be 1 hour. Smaller unit will be hills. The hills will represent groups of minutes, 10, 20, 30, 45. You could even do 15, however you want to group your minutes together. And then our third symbol are going to be rocks. And these are going to be our smaller units, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, on and on, till about 5, depending on how we want to count. So Shyla and I left at 6:20, and we returned home at 8:15. We're going to use a number line to help us calculate the time that passed. We're going to start with the time we left, and we're going to end with the time we returned. The first thing we're going to do is match up with our minutes. So we started at 20 and we want to get to 15, and we're moving forward. I'm going to do really easy. I'm going to use a hill counting by 10 minutes. So 6:20 plus 10 moves me to 6:30. And I'm going to just keep on going by 10. So now I'm at 6:40. 10 more, 6:50. 10 more, and just keep on going until I match up my minutes. Now I'm at 7 o'clock. Well, now here I can see I could do a 15-minute hill. That'll get me there a little faster. And now I'm at 7:15. My minutes match up. So now I can move to the hours. I just need one mountain to go from 7 to 8. Now it's our responsibility to add these all up. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 55 minutes plus 1 hour. So my elapsed time is 1 hour and 55 minutes. Now we could do this another way as well. With elapsed time, there are multiple ways to get the same answer. So again, I'm going to start at 6:20, and I finished at 8:15. Instead of counting by 10 for my hills, this time I'm going to do 40, because I know 6:20 plus 40 is going to put me right to 7 o'clock. Okay, so now I just need 15 more minutes to match up here. So a smaller hill, 7:15, and now again I just need 1 hour, one mountain. So I have 40 plus 15 plus my hour gives me 40, 50, 55 plus 1 hour, 155. Lots of different ways that we can do elapsed time. Let's do one more example. As you can see, I have 2 lines with the exact same time. So it's the same problem. We're just going to do it 2 different ways. Our starting time is 7:45. Remember, we said we wanted to match up our minutes first. So 45, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to count by 5s. So 7:45 plus 5, now I'm at 7:50. I'm going to keep going with my 5s. 7:55, 5 more, and I'm at 8 o'clock. Another 5, 8:05. I cannot go 5 more because that would put me past 8. Remember, we want to match up our minutes to our end time. 5, 6, 7, 8. If I add 3, I get to 8. Now my minutes line up, so I'm going to do my hours. I'm at 8. I need to get to 9. I only need 1 hour. Now I add up all my minutes on the top with my hour, and I get 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23 minutes and 1 hour. Here's another way. 7:45, I know that 45 plus 15 is going to get me to 8 o'clock. So I add 15 minutes. Now I'm at 8 o'clock. I only need 8 more minutes. Now I'm at 8:08. My minutes line up. Now my hour, I just need 1 hour. And I get the same answer. I've just done it a different way. Now it's your turn. I'm going to give you a problem. And I want you to go ahead and draw 2 lines. Well, start with 1 line and see how you do. And if you do well, try it a second way. Go ahead and push pause so you have enough time to do the problem. When you're ready for the answer, then push play again. Here are 2 different ways of getting the right answer. You could have done it the same way, or maybe you did it a different way. The first way I counted by 5s, then my hours. Here I did one big hill of 25 minutes, and then my hours. Here's your next one. Again, pause the video so you have enough time to do the work. Okay, we're back and ready for the answer. So the first one I counted by 5s, and then I needed 1 extra minute to get to 21 and 21. Then I did my hours. On the bottom I counted by 15 to get to 20 because 15 plus 5 equals 20. Added 1 more minute. And then instead of doing 4 individual mountains for my hours, I just did 1 large mountain. All right, again, push pause so that you have enough time to work out the problem. Okay, we're back and ready for the answers. Remember, these are only 2 possible answers. You could have gotten the answers a bunch of different ways. This is an open-ended problem with lots of ways of getting the answer. So the first one, I counted by 1s until I got to 4 o'clock. Then I added 6, a little hill of 6 to get to 4:06 to match up my minutes. Then I did my hours. On the bottom, I got to 4 o'clock using 8 minutes. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 10 plus 50 equals 60. And I know that 60 minutes equals the next hour, which is 00. So I went from 3 to 4. I'd like to show you one more way of doing elapsed time. So actually, why don't you follow me to the whiteboard? Welcome to the whiteboard room. We have a clock existing. Since we already have our clock, this time we're not going to use the line for elapsed time. We're just going to use the clock that we have. So let's go ahead and look at the door and read the problem on the door. If the D-backs game started at 1:15 and ended at the time shown on the clock, how long was the game? Okay, 1:15. So 1 was my hour and 15 was the minute that it started. So it starts at 1:15. The end time is here. So we're going to match up starting with our minutes. And we're going to go around the clock until we get to the second minute hand. So our first start time, the minutes were 15. We're going to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So we have 40 minutes. Next, we're going to go to the hour hand and count the hours. The game started at 1 and it ended at the time shown. But first of all, when did it end? Did it end at 4? Did it end at 5? Remember, in our last video, we talked about the minute hand when it is on that second half of the clock. It gets tricky to tell the time for the hour because the hour hand looks like it's closer to the next hour, but it's actually the previous hour, because remember, we have to go counterclockwise to go back to the previous hour. So this time on the clock really reads 4:55. So we're going to start at 1 and end at 4. So we have 1, 2, 3. We stop at 4. We have 1, 2, 3 hours. So the elapsed time of the D-backs game is 3 hours and 40 minutes. This problem reads, if the D-backs game started at 4:30 and ended at the time shown on the clock, how long was the game? Okay, so 4:30, so our hour is 4, our minutes 4:30. We're going to start again with the minutes, and we're going to count around the clock until we get to the minute hand. So here we start, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, next we're going to do the hours. We're going to start here, and we're going to end here. But before I do that, there's something that happened. If you notice, we made it to the top. Remember, when we get to the top of the clock, that's the end of 1 hour and the beginning of the next hour. So that means instead of the 4 being our hour, we've moved ahead to the next hour. So we got to the top, we ended 4 o'clock, and now we're starting the new hour, which is 5 o'clock. So we're actually going to start here. So whenever you get to the top, to the 12, you're starting over to the next hour. So we're going to move over 1 hour, and we're going to count until we get to this hour hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 hours. So the elapsed time of this game was 4 hours and 45 minutes. That's a really long baseball game. Must have went into extra innings. Push pause until you're ready. And here comes the answer. Push pause until you're ready. And here comes the answer. You know, I've been really impressed with your behavior today. Actually, not just today, but the last couple of weeks, your behavior has been amazing. I haven't had to give anybody any sad points. So, kudos to you. You have earned all the points you need to have recess, a snack, whatever. But I can't give that to you. So you're going to have to ask your teacher at home if they have a little treat that they can give you. Because I think you deserve it.